We're going to get into Zelda a little later in the show because there's a lot to talk about with that game, and I don't know when we'll ever run out of things to talk about with that game. It's one of the reasons we like that game. But, you know, we want to be fair and talk about all the other things that are on the Switch or coming out on the Switch.
Let's be fair.
Let's be fair. What?
Let's be fair.
Let's be fair. Zelda is not the only thing on the Switch right now, and it's not the only thing that's coming out on the Switch this year. Thank God. We want to talk about our favorite current or upcoming Nintendo Switch games, or most anticipated upcoming Nintendo Switch games. Callie, I'll start with you because you seem excited.
I'm so excited. So
hit me with your first one.
One that I cannot wait to play on Switch is Stardew Valley. It is coming to Switch.
Yeah.
One of the many indie games. Nintendo actually has a really surprisingly robust selection of indie titles coming up to Nintendo Switch.
I'm sorry, Nindy.
Nindies. Excuse me. But when I first played, Stardew Valley is one of my favorite games of 2016. I really love it, and when I was playing it, I just was always thinking I want to play this in bed. Like, this is so relaxing. And I have a gaming PC, so I wasn't going to play it in bed.
The first time I played it was when I had like a very, very high fever, and I played it for like 12 hours and didn't remember any of it.
Mary looks like she's got a high fever in this video.
Yeah.
She looks sick. Mary Kish, former GameSpot
so
fame.
mean.
Wake up, Mary.
It's funnier if you know how much she played this game. Mary
Right.
Kish, former GameSpot producer, played a lot of Stardew Valley. I think it was like her number 2 game last year or something.
And it was her first and last review for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she came in, went out with a bang. I guess, well, this game's not really... I don't know.
Explosions.
I went home every day for several weeks and played this, and I think in a month I logged 160 hours, which is a lot. Yeah. And
What else did you do that month?
I went to work, and that's it.
And ate?
And I forgot to eat. I actually forgot to eat dinner playing this game
For a month?
Not for the entire month. But I just think it's the gameplay is really suited to the Switch, and I know, like, I already own this. I will buy it again for Switch. And if you haven't played Stardew Valley yet, I think if you have a Switch, it might be a really great place to play it. Can't guarantee that, though, because I don't know if the control scheme is weird. But I would say that might be having it portable and being able to just kind of play a day or two at a time would be awesome.
Do you mean you don't know if like it is mapped well to the Switch, the controls?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, I can't guarantee that the Switch version is going to be great. The console versions did have a few control hiccups, if I remember correctly, or some other hiccups. There was like a saving problem on Xbox One. So I can't guarantee anything, but I would say the Switch is a really good platform to try it out on.
And hopefully the touchscreen helps, I think, alleviate some of those issues.
Yeah, especially because when it's designed for PC, inventory management is much easier with a mouse and keyboard. But yeah, I think that's a good point. I think touchscreen will help too.
There was going to be a Vita port back in the day, and it was canceled, right? So this is kind of like...
The spiritual successor to the Vita port.
As the Switch is almost the spiritual successor to the Vita.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
Pete, what Switch game are you going to be excited about?
I'm excited about a few things. A couple games which are... Well, one of them is just a port, I Am Setsuna, which was an RPG from Tokyo RPG Factory. Very reminiscent of Chrono Trigger, and has sort of like a very sorrowful story. And I started playing that again the other day, and that game is still good. It's still a good RPG. It's not amazing, but I'm glad to have an excuse to maybe play it again in my off time. Also, Fast RMX, which is almost a port of Fast Racing Neo from Wii, but it adds in a few new tracks and stuff like that. That is like a great amalgamation of conceits from F-Zero and the Wipeout racing games. Both two series that aren't really, there's nothing really coming out in either one of those. So this is like a wonderful little taste of those types of games. They're really fast racing games. And then I've also been enjoying from the Japanese eShop, which is super easy to sign into and use, ports of Neo Geo arcade games. These are not under the Virtual Console umbrella, but they're just called arcade classics from Hamster Corp, who does a lot of the same things on PlayStation 4.
Called what?
Corp.
Hamster Corp.
Okay.
They've actually been very successful over the past couple of years. Like it's kind of a cool story. You've got King of Fighters 98, you got Waku Waku 7, which is a more ridiculous fighting game than King of Fighters, Shock Troopers 2, and Metal Slug 3. And those are fun to play.
Played Metal Slug. Those games are fun.
Those games are fun, and it works really well on Switch. I will say the color seems a little bit washed out, which is kind of strange. But you can kind of get past that because the action is so good.
Yeah.
So if you have an itch for those, I recommend it, especially King of Fighters 98 and Metal Slug. Those are two really good ones to pick up.
I've never played a King of Fighters game.
More complex than Street Fighter. Huge rosters. very interesting sprite work, very like complex shading and backgrounds and stuff like that.
Cool.
It's a fun difficult series.
Sam Park Sharma in the YouTube chat was saying Stardew Valley was not canceled on the Vita. They just kind of haven't released it yet.
Right.
So
I guess. I don't know.
maybe I don't know if maybe that'd be funny if like today they're like, yeah, we officially canceled it. It's coming to the
No, I
Switch.
mean that'd be
What more
great
do
if
you
it
want?
came to Vita. I mean, games should live wherever they can.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Callie, you were talking about Tumbleseed. to me?
Yeah, so during GDC, I did go to an Indies event, and
God damn it. Eat Nindies.
Stay on message.
yeah, and
Please help me.
there-
Everyone.
stop. There was the big standout. There were several games there that I really enjoyed playing, and the standout for me was Tumbleseed, which is. They describe it as a roly roguelike, and basically you're this cute little seed. It's deceptively cute. So you roll on this tree branch, and you can see it kind of in action there. But it's super, super hard. I played it for probably 45 minutes with Joey, and he and I had a lot of trouble even ascending the mountain. So basically what you're doing is you're trying to climb up this mountain without falling into those holes. And you have to manage a lot at once. So you have to figuratively and literally balance everything you're doing. There's lots of different powers, and so you can like plant a flag and that's your checkpoint, or you can put thorns on your body. Oh, that was very good timing. And I couldn't stop playing. I had so much fun with it. It's coming out in spring. And if you want a full roundup of indies from GDC, we have that on the site right now.
Go check that out. Wait, so does it use like the gyroscope and the gyro?
Gyro.
Gyro. Gyro.
The hero scope.
Yeah.
I played just with the analog sticks, just because it would be way too hard to play with the motion controls.
It's one of those games that seems kind of deceivingly simple.
Yeah,
The mechanics.
it looks very simple. It's very charming art, and it was punishingly difficult.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the article that you put up has about 13
It's
games
13.
that look great, and I think there are 64, like 54 games that they announced,
Yeah.
indie games. So the Switch is going to get a pretty nice injection of stuff.
Yeah,
And I think that's
it's-
all supposed to be this year, right?
Oh yeah, most of the stuff they showed was this year. There's like Snake Pass, which is a
That looks very interesting.
very interesting platformer where you're a snake and you have to slither. So the movement is really unique.
Like you don't
snakes.
you don't like move and jump. You kind of like
You have
work
to
your way. You like corkscrew your way
wind.
around things.
Yeah.
And up then you're gonna hate it.
It's like
You
me
would
when I'm
hate it.
drunk.
But yeah, if you want to check that out, we have a list of 13 coolest games you've never heard of. And it's not at all of the games that are there. And so I'm very excited.
Those are all like soon to release.
Yes, most
said
of
these
it's
at GDC.
and it's also not just Nintendo Switch games on that list. But the ones we saw, Celeste, which is this really hard platformer, that was awesome. And then Graceful Explosion Machine, which is an arcade shooter that I really liked, and it's also gorgeous. Cool. So
Awesome. Have either of you played Snipper Clips yet?
no, I want to play it so
It
bad.
looks fun.
I've touched it for like a couple seconds at an event, not enough to get an impression. But
It keeps coming up because that's the one that people are saying it makes like good use of the Joy-Cons at least, or it kind of shows how you can play cooperatively with the Joy-Cons.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't touched it yet.
Yeah, I have
It looks good.
a friend whose wife doesn't play a lot of games, and they were up until like 4 a.m. playing Snipper Clips
yeah.
together.
I will snip you.
No.
No, I think you have to like cut like shapes out of each other to then satisfy like objectives, like in a in a
The
certain
wholesome
level.
game.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very good family game.
Bomberman. Have you played it? No. Rob Hanlery's he played a little bit of it.
Play a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Bomberman 64 was really fun.
This is a very different game.
I know. Bomberman 64 was what, like 99?
97.
I don't know. But here
Who
we're
knows
looking
years?
at Bomberman.
Clearly, we've established that you don't know years.
Wait, no. The
Neither of
first
us
year was
do.
2010, by the way. So I was right the second time. Yeah, you're looking at Bomberman here right now.
Yeah,
I think this might have been. Here's Justin, Nick, and Chastity playing.
Reviewer Jason DePriel gave it a 7 on GameSpot. It's a good game for him. I think this game requires a little bit of nostalgia and really understanding what you're getting yourself into, because it's not a really complex game, but it's certainly one of those things that works great when you have multiple people to play against. That said, there is like a single player mode, with some story stuff. But
Yeah.
From what I've heard about 1-2 Switch and how it's supposedly designed to be a party game, but you kind of have to be quiet. Kelly, you were talking about this.
I played it at a party with a ton of my loudest friends. Everyone was drunk, and we had to continually tell each other to shut up, and it basically killed the mood. And then we had to play Baby, the one where you rock the baby,
Right.
and literally everyone left the room except the person who had to hold the baby.
Well, I don't want to confront being an adult. I'm out of here.
Yeah, everyone was like, time to pour another drink.
Yeah.
And so there are some games, like I think the milking one, you don't need sound, and that is a hit because of the obvious giggling that happens.
God, Rob, yeah.
Watching Rob play is
I really didn't like
good.
that wizard game. I didn't get that.
I didn't
bit.
like Wizard.
looked-
The baseball one sucks. Hate the baseball one.
Sir. The tennis was difficult as well because it's like audio. It's like
That Nintendo Treehouse
so
rep looks really bored
Krista.
until now.
well, so
I
you
like
have
Krista
to,
a lot.
They're both great. You just have to like really listen for like the sound the ball makes. So if you're focused on your opponent at all, you're kind of like gonna lose.
It was very fun. I think the only one that's really good for a party is the soda shaking one because you have to look in each other's eyes
While
as
doing-
you shake the Joy-Con in a certain manner. The camera's not on us right now, but I'm sure you can imagine. And there were a lot of laughs to be had about that one.
Yeah.
I do want to say, just speaking of this kind of the Switch stream, watching Justin Haywald do Just Dance was the highlight of my whole life.
He was talented. Chastity actually is a good dancer, but Justin
Yeah.
surprised everyone.
Passion.
We also
it's clear.
we also when at the same party when we were playing 1-2 Switch, we eventually switched to Just Dance.
Did you all snap?
Because we were like, well, Just Dance, we can, everyone will be listening to the music. We don't have to tell each other to be quiet. And that was a much better party game, actually, for drunk people.
What about Blaster Master Zero? People saying it releases tomorrow? People in the
Oh,
chat?
yeah, Miguel really liked that.
Yeah.
You played it?
Yeah.
It's on the Japanese eShop. You can get it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said
it's
the
in
Japanese
English.
eShop is easy to access on this
Yeah, you can you create an account very easily. You just set your region to Japan. You kind of need to.
This is not Blaster Master Zero.
I could watch this forever, though.
This is Chastity and Nick Margarita. Oh, baby, when you talk like that.
There's a few websites where you can go to buy eShop points to spend in the Japanese store, and you'll just get an email right away with a code to redeem. Blaster Master Zero is a return to the classic Blaster Master formula. I think there's been a couple weird sequels for that game.
Cool.
But you ride in a tank, then you can hop out, and you're also the little guy. It's very much a nostalgic game, but the cool thing about it that makes me feel like it's got some promise, it's made by Inta Creates. The team that, yes, they worked on Mighty Number 9, but that was not their baby. Azure Striker Gunvolt is really what they've been working on the past few years, and that is an amazing, not really a spin-off, but it takes the Mega Man X formula and runs with it with some new mechanics, super fast platforming, great action, and they have a good ear for music as well. So I think Blaster Master Zero, though a little stiff, might actually just have some cool elements within it.
Cool. Before we wrap up the segment, Kelly, you said you really wanted to talk about Mario Kart.
Yeah, I am very excited because a lot of people didn't know this, and I was talking to people about how excited I am for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because it adds double dash mechanics.
Oh, wow.
Which was a really good Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Which was a lot of people say it's the best Mario Kart.
Apex.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick between Waluigi and Wario anymore. You just get both.
You can get both those dudes.
Stop what you're doing.
What am I doing?
Look, it's
Indies,
Waluigi all the way.
Waluigi, Wario.
Wow.
Do you really like Waluigi?
I'm
a Wario guy.
Oh no, I hate Wario. Waluigi's the boy. But yeah, so that you can hold two items in once and switch, presumably switch who's driving, from what I understand, and I am so excited about that.
Yeah,
I'm
looking
stoked,
forward to
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then just to wrap it up quick, to AAA that we didn't mention, where Super Mario Odyssey, which looks like Grand Theft Auto mixed with Mario 64, which
Only because of the city. It
right.
doesn't look like
I love
GTA.
saying
It's
that
a hub
pisses people
world.
off.
It's a hub world.
You're
I
gonna
know.
piss both of us
You're
off.
such an idiot, Mike.
whatever. It looks like the chat knows what I'm talking about.
The hat with the eyes
The hat,
creeps me out.
not a fan.
But it's an easy way for them to extend the Mario character some way without actually introducing a new character for us to get over.
The Avengers the helicarrier is gonna come down in New York, and Mario's gonna have to solve that.
Yeah. So that's
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's good. And then in terms of other AAA releases on the Switch, I'm missing one that
Arms.
Yeah,
I don't know if you call that AAA. I mean, it's just
No.
a first-party game.
I guess. Do you want to talk about Arms now that you brought it up?
I guess
Brought
if I
them up.
must.
Yeah, do it. Sorry, Splatoon 2.
Splatoon 2.
I knew there was one in my head and I completely forgot about it. But Pete, please regale us about ARMS.
ARMS is a very quirky sort of one-on-one fighting game. What was
Sorry, I am
Let's talk
confusing
about
Jean-Luc.
Splatoon 2.
Yeah, let's talk about
Let's talk
Splatoon.
about Splatoon 2.
Jean-Luc just threw
Yeah.
up some footage. I'm pretty pumped for this, actually. I played the first one a little bit finally, like 3 months ago. I did not own a Wii U for a long time, and then I played it, and I like shooters a lot, and this is a very inventive franchise. I'm excited to bring in the second one. The presentation at the Switch stream was awesome. The dude came on, was posing with the dual pistols. But a lot of people thought this was just a port, but then like, oh, they're adding a lot of new stuff. But yeah, it's a sequel.
I adore Splatoon. I hope that Callie makes a reappearance because I was always excited. There's never a character who has my name.
Same here.
I don't have my glasses on, but Archangel 3371, I think that's what it says. If I squint hard enough. Xenoblade 2.
Oh yeah.
Incredibly excited for that. I love the first two Xenoblade games, and Monolith Soft helped out a little bit with Breath of the Wild's open world. I hope that like there's some sort of quid pro quo thing where Nintendo's going to like give them a hand in some department. I don't know. Probably not going to happen. Either way, really looking forward to that one. That's a good shout out.
Cool. And then ARMS.
Yes.
All right, awesome. So those are our most anticipated Switch games coming out this year, or they're already on the Switch. Apart from Zelda, which we're going to get into shortly. Callie, I'm going to, for the first time, I think, have to boot you off the lobby. We're going to bring series regular Rob Handler on.
I kind of wish we didn't have to.
Oh.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
I like you more than Rob.
I like Rob. Rob's cool.
All right.
It smells nice.
Well, what are you doing the rest of the day?
Working on Zelda stuff.
As I think a lot of us are.
Yeah. So you get to talk about Zelda. I'm gonna write about Zelda. All right.
I'll take that deal. All right.
Bye.
Thanks, Callie.